In eastern Congo, M23 rebels have become rulers. Millions of people now live under their control. It's a war Donald Trump claims to have ended.
The Congo, we settled the Congo with Rwanda. That was a machete war. That was a gruesome war. Many people, close to 10 million people killed. We got that settled.
But M23 say their fight is far from over.
Celui qui veut nous faire la guerre, eh bien qu'il vienne nous enterrer ici chez nous.
And civilians continue to pay the price.
Sina mpango wa kurudia nyuma. Vita ikingali sana.
We've been granted access to the vast territory M23 now controls. Goma, home to over 1 million people. It sits right on the border with Rwanda. 8 months ago, we were here just after M23 captured the city, following a fierce battle with the Congolese government forces. Goma became the seat of power for the rebels and their political allies, the Congo River Alliance. At that time, hundreds of thousands of people had been sheltering here in some of Africa's largest refugee camps. Now, those camps have gone, and a new normal is taking shape. Aside from enforcing security, the new rulers collect taxes, build roads, and lead clean-up campaigns. We meet Goma's new mayor, flanked by M23 soldiers. He's part of a military-appointed administration determined to project a cleaner image to the world.
La population de Goma va témoigner que maintenant la ville elle est stable. La ville elle est sécurisée. Maintenant, comme on a stabilisé la ville, la deuxième chose c'est le développement. Et le développement, on a commencé par l'assainissement. On doit rendre la ville propre.
Life in Goma might be cleaner and safer than it was just months ago. But the Congolese government has frozen the banks, meaning cash is scarce. The city's airport, scene of the deadliest fighting, stands silent. Oscar Balinda, an M23 spokesman, takes us on a tour.
As you can see, here we have the Sukhoi, the fighter jet. Before it belongs to the government.
But now this belongs to you.
Yes, we seized it.
M23 wasn't just battling government forces here, but also UN peacekeepers. The UN's mission in Congo, known as MONUSCO, is the longest and most expensive peacekeeping operation in history. Its mandate was, and on paper still is, to prevent armed groups like M23 from taking over. Viewed with deep suspicion by the rebels, they must now operate on M23's terms. Why is the airport not in operation now?
There are some mines. The UN promised, the MONUSCO promised to remove them. Even now they haven't started to remove them. But also we need the equipment for the tower. Yeah.
After that, can you open the airport and run it, or
Yes,
the government
sure.
in Kinshasa won't allow you to do it?
No, we can do it.
You can do it.
Yes.
M23's rule stretches far beyond the city. They now govern more than 10 million people in the Kivu regions of eastern Congo. As we travel through their territory, some signs of improvement are visible. We drove on this very same road in February this year, and the condition was horrendous. It took us about 9 hours to travel about 60 kilometers. But now it takes about 2 hours. Oscar Balinda, this time in civilian clothes, gets the crowd singing. In the battle for hearts and minds, the rebels are keen to project themselves as champions of the people. But in the eyes of the Congolese government, these fighters are simply puppets of neighboring Rwanda, here to plunder the region's minerals. The conflict's roots run deep when colonial-era borders divided ethnic communities. M23 are led by Tutsis, the same ethnic group targeted in the 1994 Rwandan genocide. They claim they are protecting Congolese Tutsis from similar persecution. According to the UN and international observers, Rwanda supports the rebels with funding, weapons, and even troops, which Rwanda denies. All sides in the conflict have been accused of a range of serious human rights abuses. Further north, fighting continues in the countryside that was once the breadbasket of Congo. Donald Trump said he stopped what he called the machete war in the DRC. But I'm here in Masisi in the east of the country, and 20 miles to the north, the fighting between the M23 rebels and pro-government soldiers is still ongoing. At the local hospital, the wounds of war are still being treated. International organizations like MSF keep the health system running.
So you'll see when we come to our service, it is usually overwhelmed. We try to do the best that we can.
Dr. James Garner says the wards are still overflowing. The front line is not very far from here, so are you still getting people?
Last week we received 10 violent trauma cases in quite a short time period.
Among the injured, Odetta Nzabimana and her family. They were hit by shrapnel when a bomb exploded near their home. One of their children was killed in the blast.
Kuchiwanja na sie tulikuwa tunajichinga masasu juu ya manyumba, ikanikutania pale, kapiga migulu miwili na mototi na kata mtumbu na papa hii lupande yote na mtoto hii mkichwa na mwingine litosha hiki chote alikufa ule. Tulikuwa pamoja pale. Sina mpango wa kurudia nyuma. Vita ikingali sana.
In the children's ward, dozens of babies wait for urgent care. Insecurity is driving severe malnutrition, even in a region perfect for farming.
The fragile security situation makes it very difficult for somebody to tend to their land. You have very fertile land, but if you're not in the security situation to plant and harvest, then it becomes really difficult to feed yourself and your family.
The stories we hear in Masisi reveal the relentless suffering of civilians. But without a political solution, the fighting will continue. Footage published by M23 shows thousands of fresh recruits to be deployed to the front lines. They're the latest wave of men caught up in an endless cycle of violence. We sat down with M23's president, Bertrand Bisimwa. Sanctioned by both the US and EU, he sees himself as a liberator of the Congolese people.
Nous n'avons jamais eu de prétentions territoriales. Notre lutte, ce n'est pas de capturer les entités. Ce que nous faisons aujourd'hui, c'est de créer une zone où tous les Congolais peuvent se sentir libres, sécurisés, où ils peuvent exercer leurs activités tranquillement.
There was a report by the UN in July that accused your forces of committing mass killings. There was another report in August by Human Rights Watch that says your forces executed 140 people in different villages. What's your response?
Aucune de ces organisations qui nous accusent de crimes n'a été sur le terrain pour attester ces crimes-là. Aucune. Nous faisons face à un front médiatique de la part du régime de Kinshasa et certaines organisations internationales qui sont à sa solde.
The Kinshasa government does not control this part of the country, but it remains the only authority recognized by the international community. M23 weren't even part of the Trump peace agreement between the DRC and Rwanda, signed in June.
That's great.
It's a deal that's done nothing to change the reality on the ground.
Very important.
The Congolese government, meanwhile, has reportedly offered American companies access to critical mining sites, some of which are under M23's control.
Would you welcome US companies doing business here?
Bien, vous savez, nous, dans notre vision, nous voulons faire de la RDC une terre d'opportunité, un business land, où nous pouvons partager les intérêts avec le monde. Nous sommes prêts aujourd'hui à traiter avec tout celui qui peut venir ou qui pourrait entrer dans un partenariat gagnant-gagnant avec le Congo, mais pourvu que ce partenariat résolve les problèmes de nos populations.
What is your message to the Western world?
Nous n'avons pas un autre pays à part celui-ci. C'est l'unique pays que Dieu nous a donné et nous comptons les défendre. Ce sont nos terres qui appartenaient à nos parents, qui appartenaient à nos ancêtres. Celui qui veut nous faire la guerre, eh bien qu'il vienne nous enterrer ici chez nous. Nous n'irons nulle part et nous l'assumons avec fierté.
The people of Eastern Congo are no strangers to war. M23's rule is secure for now, but their long-term objectives seem unclear. If a genuine path to peace with the Congolese government cannot be found, the rebels' road could lead to the capital, Kinshasa itself.